reviewing P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. I got the first book from my library, but then I saw the second one in Barnes & Noble and I was like, I need to get this because I need to see what happens with Lara Jean and Peeta. I only own the second one, but I'm glad I do. I loved it. It was like #1 times 30. This book is the second book in a series. The first book is called To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and it's about a girl named Lara Jean, and the second one is basically her relationship with the boy she ends up with at the end of the first book. So if you haven't read the first book, you should probably leave because you're going to get spoiled really badly. I could relate to Lara Jean much better in this book. It was just fun to see where everything went. It's probably a duology, but Jenny Han, if you make a third one, hit me up. I will read it, and I will probably love it. Also, I really need to read her other series, The Summer I Turned Pretty. I just added it to my Goodreads to reads. I really want to read that book. Now we're going to move on to spoilery. So, if you have not read this book, leave now. If you don't want to be spoiled, and then you can come back and talk to me about it. Oh hey, spoilery time! Okay, so I'm just gonna work my way from the beginning of the book to the end with my favorite parts and stuff, and I'm just gonna start with the cutest thing at the beginning is when Peter says, "First rule of Fight Club." And oh my gosh, that's such a cute little, it's so cute. By the way, I read this in one day. I read this yesterday. One day. I read books in one day before, but I've never paid attention more to a book in one day. So this is one of the cutest things in this book. I love this so much. He turns his head and looks at me, studying my eyes, my face. "You don't regret it, do you, Lara Jean?" I shake my head. "No, I don't." He smiles at me so sweetly. I can't help but smile back. "Thanks for getting them to take the video down for me." "Us," Peter corrects. "I did it for us." He links our fingers together. "It's you and me, kid." I just can't. It's you and me, kid. He's so cute. And like, he always wraps his arm around her and he's so sweet. And they're so cute. John Ambrose McLaren, I love you, and you came into the story, and I know that Lara Jean and you can't be together because she's still in love with Peter, but you can come to me. You can come out of the book and be with me. One thing I was really frustrated about was that Peter, like, I understand he was helping Genevieve because her father is stupid, and I totally get that. He was being a nice friend. I'm not saying he should not be friends with his ex-girlfriend. All I'm saying is talk to Lara Jean. Tell her you're going over to your ex-girlfriend's house. Communicate. Communicate. She's not going to say, "No, you cannot." She's just going to say, "Okay, cool." But you purposefully just didn't tell her. It's like, you think she's not going to be a little, like mad? You think she's not going to be mad that you're going and hanging out with your ex-girlfriend and not telling her about it? And I know you can't tell Lara Jean about the whole Genevieve's father being crazy, but at least tell her where you're going. It makes it look like you're lying to her. Oh my gosh. When Peter gave her the necklace, I was just like, that is so cute. I mean, I knew that the necklace went somewhere, and probably to Peter in the first book, but he put it on her, and it was so adorable, and I just can't get over how cute he is. Okay, so the first and second book, I thought that Genevieve's father was like abusive. That's what went through my mind. I thought maybe he like abused her as a child or something's up there. But it turns out he's just a child molester. I'm just kidding, he's just a creep. Another thing I saw coming was Stormy, her grandson, was gonna be somebody that Lara knew. I didn't know it was gonna be John, but then I was like, yes, expected. Saw that coming. I lulled so much in this book. The first book I just kind of like read it and I was like, okay, funny, whatever. But I literally laughed out loud a lot over this book. There were so many cute moments and there were so many funny moments and the humor was just so wonderful. Okay, when they're going outside the retirement house to have a snowball fight, when he says, do you want to build a snowman? I literally screamed. I was like, oh my gosh, you are the cutest boy ever. Personally, I think they could have a whole book to themselves. If we flash forward like 4 years and they're in college and Peter, you know, Peter and Genevieve get back together, because I know that Peter loves Lara Jean, I understand that, but let's just say they don't make it, and oh, John shows up at college because, oh, they're going to the same college, and then, oh, just an idea, Jenny, just an idea. A favorite part of mine, I can't remember exactly where it is, but is when Margot's talking to Lara Jean, and she's talking about how she's possibly in love with 2 boys, and I was like, cool, great. And Margot's like, you know, you're so in love with love. And she's like, maybe I am in love with love, but what's wrong with that? And I was like, that's me! That's me! I'm in love with love. This is why I read so many contemporaries, because I love reading about love. And partly it's because I know that I'll probably just end up a cat lady and alone for the rest of my life. When you're reading a book, you can get into that character and you can be them and you can fall in love, but you don't have to do it in the real world. And part of the reason why I'm kind of nervous about being in a relationship is just because I have a lot of anxiety, bring me anxiety, so I think that maybe once I get my anxiety handled, I'll be able to be in a relationship and really fall in love. I think that wearing a sweater in summer was not my best choice. When Lara Jean tells Johnny, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just still in love with Peter. And I was like, you go, girl. I feel you, but John, no. John. Okay, fine. I love Peter, he's great. But John, Lara Jean and Peter, okay, fine. You can be together, you have my blessing. But Peter, you take care of Lara Jean. And John, you come out of this book and you show up in your soldier uniform and you pick me up. I thought this one was even better than the first one. I gave the first one 3 stars. I gave this one 5 stars because I loved it. And it's probably because I was in a bad mood for the other book, and it's probably worth more, and I'll reread it someday. But this book was so good. Peter, I love how protective you are of Lara Jean. He was just like always, you know, being like, I'll kick their ass and you know, and he was so like protective over Lara Jean, and Lara Jean really needed that. It's just so cute. Oh, I want the love that Peter and Lara have. And you don't know where you're going. You don't know if you're gonna fall in love or get married or all that jazz, but in this moment, you were in love and you deserve that love. And that's what that book taught me. This book taught me that you can live in the moment and fall in love and not be all, you know, obsessive about it. You can just accept the love. Accept that he has your heart. So comment below if you're hashtag Jared Jean or hashtag Jeter Jean. Personally, I think I'm Jeter Jean. As much as I love John, I think that Peter is just incredible. And yeah, if you've read this book, then comment below and also tag me on Twitter and Instagram using the hashtag Blair's Books and all that jazz. Also, you can tag me, and my Instagram is @BlairFashionista. My Twitter is @VintageBlair. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!